In today's video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to put together one of my chipboard albums. Now, if you are purchasing one of my mini album kits that are pre-cut, the papers will come with your kit, but if you're purchasing the chipboard cover by itself, it will not come with these connector pieces, so you'll need to cut some connector pieces out of cardstock or use some bookbinding tape to do this next step. Now, what I typically do is I cut my pieces 1 1/8 of an inch by however long my cover is. So my cover here is 6.5 inches long, so this piece is 6.5 inches. If my cover was this direction, this is 8.5, I would have cut this at 8.5 inches. Now I've scored my pieces at 1/2 inch and 5/8 of an inch to give me this 1/8 inch gap here. That's an easy way to be able to put your pieces on so that they are straight. I have 2 of these pieces to go with my 3-piece chipboard cover. So we're going to get started next by starting to assemble these pieces. For the first step, we are going to take one of our pieces and apply adhesive on one of these 1/2 inch sections. So I've just put it on the right 1/2 inch. I didn't go into that score line. And then I'm going to take my cover and I'm going to turn it upside down and place this on here so that the edge of my cover is up against that score line. And then I'm going to burnish this down. So we're basically putting the paper on. This is the outside of the cover. And if this is a colored cover, this would be color, but because it's white, both sides are white, but there are some slight scorch marks from the laser on the inside of the cover. So that's how you can tell what's the inside or the outside. Now, once I have this piece put on, I'm going to next bring my spine piece in. I'm going to flip it over so the right side or the outside edge is facing down. Now, you can just use this 1/8 inch guide here as a guide for placing your pieces. These chipboard pieces are a 1/16 of an inch, so you have 2 times the thickness makes them an 1/8 of an inch. But I also have these little acrylic spacers, so I have 1/8 inch and 1/4 inch, and they'll come in a set. These are available on my website for purchase if you would like to buy some of these. And they help you to be able to space out that space perfectly so that your covers are lined up correctly. Now what I'm going to do first is apply my adhesive to this other 1/2 inch tab section, being very careful that I'm not going over that score line because I don't want adhesive on my acrylic spacer. So then I will place my spacer right here. It will line up with the top edge of that chipboard piece. And then I will place this chipboard piece right up against that spacer and then right up against the top edge. So both of the edges are now even, and then I can remove my spacer and burnish this down. So now I have my front cover attached to my spine piece. I'm going to flip it over this way. It's just easier for me to work with. I'm going to apply my adhesive to my second connector piece and just on one of those 1/2 inch sections. And now I'm going to take this on the second side of the spine using that 1/2 inch score mark to line it up with the edge of my chipboard spine. Then I'm going to apply my adhesive to my 1/2 inch tab on this connector piece. Again, being careful not to go past that score line. Then I'm going to bring my 1/8 inch spacer back in. And now I have my back cover. The back cover is the one that has my logo on it. So I'm going to set it down, press it against the spacer at the top and the side, and then remove my spacer and press this down. So now we've got both of our covers attached to our spine piece. the outside is done, but we need to go ahead and cover the inside. This cover has a little bit smaller spine than I typically use. Typically I use a 2.5-inch spine, but this one is 2 inches. So when you are covering this piece, if you bought the kit, it will come pre-cut for you. But if you have a piece here, your spine is 2 or 2.5 inches. So in this case, it's 2 inches. So I've got 2 inches that this piece is going to cover the center. I've got 1/8 and 1/8. So there's 1/4, so we've got 2 1/4. And then I like to have at least 1/2 inch, if not more, on these ends. I've cut mine 3 1/4 by 6 1/2, so that, and I've scored this so that it is actually scored so that there's a 2-inch piece in the center, just to help me to line this up a little bit more. But what happens here is it's going to have 1/2 inch on each of my covers. And then I've got 1/8 inch allowance for the gap and then the 2 inches here. If you were doing this as a 2.5 inch spine, it would be 2.5 plus 1/4 would be 2 3/4, plus you'd have 1/2 inch on each side. So that would be 3 3/4. So just an easy way to go ahead and measure how big of a piece you need. We're just going to go ahead and apply adhesive to this entire back side of the piece, and I'm going to set it down and use my bone folder to burnish it down. Now once this is on, I'm going to let that adhesive dry completely before I come in here and crease those folds. Once that paper is dry, I'm going to go ahead and bring my bone folder in. I just lift up slightly, take my bone folder and run it right into that crease, just starting to crease that paper into that fold. And then I'm going to fold this over that top. I'm going to turn this around. It is easier for me to do with my right hand and my left hand holding the book cover. So I'm just going to do that same thing very carefully, running that bone folder in there to crease that paper into my folds. So now we have our book assembled here and it is ready to go. The next step would be to add some hinges to the inside of your spine to finish the cover build. So I've gone ahead and added my hinges to the inside of my album, and this book is ready to go. If you have purchased a kit that has an overlay, like this is for my new Graphic 45 Deck the Halls album, then the overlay will fit right here on the front cover. So once this is built, you can go ahead and decorate your album cover, and then you can place your overlay right on top of your album, just like this.